have the phone number again of every call for a problem?
312
312
747
747
7004.
7004.
And you're asking for officers Jones, Blaze, or Davis, right?
That's at night.
At night.
If you're doing it during the day, you can ask for parlor specifically, trap,
Okay, Officer Jones, Blaze,
And
B-L-A-Z-E, or Davis?
or Davis if you're calling after 6 during the day, because we normally come on at about.
Well, you know what, to make it easier, just ask for a business liaison
Good.
officer.
Yeah.
Because that way, the names and everything don't get misconstrued. And to say, can you connect me to the CAPS office so I can speak to a business liaison officer, and we'll take down your information, and we're hitting up stores all the time.
And can you also just quickly talk about,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
See, I got something real bad. See, I don't want to be like the pot calling the kettle black. But I'm in the cigarette business, but not the 50 cent piece. Okay, I'm part of the cigarette business. But I want to say something in regards to this game thing. Just so happened in my phone. Let me show you something. I'll show this officer. What's that name right there? Down there.
Larry Hoover.
Anybody know who that is?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, these are things I was showing some people not too long ago, and something compelled me to stop by this meeting.
I know that.
So I have a few names in my phone. What's that name there?
Jeff Ford.
Who familiar with that name?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't just know the names. I've been around these people. I'm 59 years old. I want to say something that, like I said, I'm not trying to call the killer black, but gang members are terrorists.
Yes, they are.
But you only allow them to be terrorists because you do not shut them down. If you abandon with everybody in your community, you can put the gangs out in less than a week. They living in your house. You allow them to
Right.
get away
Let me
with it.
get some out, bro. Let me get some out. Everyone here knows people. You need to also try to know who's in your house. That son or daughter, who that son or daughter is bringing into your house. See, when we sit here and listen to these news programs about something that may have just happened, and that child friend or whoever that is that comes back into your house, that may just be the person who done that. You need to pay attention to who's in your house. Nieces, nephews, whoever. Problems come two ways from what I've learned. These things bring problems when you answer and when you open that door.
Okay, so for the second time, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you very much. Really appreciate
I'm going to do this new secret. But one more thing. These stores, these guys, some of these, I'll just say the way we see it. Some of these people who come over here, open these stores, and you see these people inside these stores, these youngsters and things, some of these guys are supplying the youngsters. Get deep on these guys in these stores.
But that's the thing, these stores that are in your community, you have to demand better for them.
Yes,
So therefore,
exactly.
if we can help you demand better for them, that's what we're here for. Exactly. Y'all can do everything. But we can help with, like the whole thing, we honestly can't go in every store every day, but if you know a store that's doing something that's not right, definitely call us. Because we had to check out the store right down the street, they had a complaint, we went in there and we just went to see what was going on, and actually, one of the employees was selling DVDs. So we deal with this stuff.
Or like if you see the store, like he was saying, like if you see the store kind of like in cahoots with the drug dealers and gangbangers, just letting them stand around and they not buying nothing in the customer's way, then call, because that's a ticket we can write them for failure to report criminal activity. So every call can be effective, and especially when it's directed towards us, because not through 911, because we can go directly and investigate further and keep hitting them up with fines. It's just not going to be a one-ticket thing. They have to keep, because if we do our job, the court has the power pretty much after we do the footwork. Go ahead.
So when you go into those businesses and you issue the citation that's called an ANOV,
Yes.
or an administrative notice of violation or something, I've attended those administrative hearings, and let me tell you something, those judges, those hearing officers, they do not play. They have to pay that fine. So if you're selling loose cigarettes, and you end up down there at ANOV court, they're going to hit you with a $150 fine. They'll put you on a payment plan, but if it's happening 3 or 4 times a month,
everyone any more questions or comments? Because you have perspectives coming up. I want to make sure we get out of here.
Yeah.
So, but thank you guys very much. We really appreciate it. Awesome. Thank you. So next up we have our youth are here. We've been talking about this forever, and have a good day.
Oh, let me say something.
We have Natasha and is there someone else here with you? Or just Natasha? So we're doing a new segment every month called Perspectives from our youth, and we'll be putting together regular youth meetings as well, so that we get to dialogue a little bit better, talk back and forth. And so I'll give Natasha the floor.
Yes. Well, this is actually going to be more of a dialogue because I didn't really prep Natasha on what we're doing intentionally, because I want to get the most organic understanding of what life is like for a member of South Shore's youth who is incredibly bright and incredibly accomplished, and just understand what life is like versus what life was like 20 years ago, 30 years ago. And I don't know, I'm not going to go out on a limb and say I think we have anyone that's been here for more than 10 years, but I hope we have. Yeah. Fantastic. What we're going to do is this is going to be a dialogue. I want to first understand, like a nice little informal discussion with Natasha, just to understand. Take us through a typical Friday, Saturday night for you.
Well, Friday night, I just started to participate in after-school programs, like a homework center type thing. So Fridays, Monday through Friday, I'm usually after school trying to bring up most of my grades. When I come home, I just sit around with my brothers and just chill out with them. And just watch TV, really. I don't really go outside that much. If I do, I go to the library or, things of that nature.
Okay. Anybody else? Let's take the long view. What was your typical Friday night when you were growing up in South Shore?
How old is she?
14.
What grade?
How old are you?
I'm 14.
14.
What grade?
9.
9.
Freshman.
9, right.
See, so her experience is just for the start.
Yeah, this is true.
Just for the start.
And they even started.
And I'm gonna tell you, keep that going.
Keep it going. Let's
Keep
give
it
her a
going.
hand, number one, for what she's doing. But let me ask you, Natasha, what do you want to see long term when you're going into 17, 18 years old? What do you want to see for yourself, for your friends, to be able to experience?
Well, I definitely want to finish high school and I want to see my friends do the same. Some of my friends, we don't all think alike. We all have different views and different things that we want to do when we grow up. So I just want to see them, all of us, as friends, as peers, just grow up and be able to experience life and not get into the wrong crowd or feel like they have to do things they know they shouldn't have to. So I'm just hoping that they understand it's what you make it, don't make it anybody else's. Just do what you have to do to make it what you have to do.
Amen.
What school are you at?
Kimberly.
Throw some people out of here.
So most of your classmates are all new to you. You didn't go to high school with kids who went to elementary school.
It's a mix of both. I do this program in the summertime, so some of my friends from the program that I go to Kenwood, and some of my 8th grade friends, 7th grade friends go to Kenwood. So I have a good mixture of people that I'm able to get to meet.
So I would like to get us to talk more youth about just sort of what their day-to-day is like versus what our day-to-day life was before, and what we can do. And that's why I brought Dorian was generous enough to donate his time to also talk about sort of what's out there, what he has done, what can be done, and just sort of to light some fires to try and get something done so that our kids, our 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds, have something there. Something that they can call their own in terms of an activity, an extracurricular that will get them going. So, Dorian, would you like to speak?
Yeah, well, I have a media company and it's based on all artistic endeavors, film production, comic book publishing, poetry. It saved my life. I grew up right here in South Shore, grew up as a junior lifeguard, eventually became a lifeguard. And started to fall off into those same tracks, hanging with the wrong crowd. Picked up a Gwendolyn Brooks poetry book that changed my life. And from there, it inspired me to write a few books, publish a few books, and I just want to bring that back to South Shore. I want to bring the movie theaters back. I want to do a facelift to the golf course. I want to introduce polo instead of a basketball or football to our young men and women. And I want to open these creative outlets to young ladies and young men as far as writing, poetry, music, and those platforms will continue to be open. I do a poetry set. We're going to do a poetry set probably once a month here at Sarah's Cafe. So my thing is that's one way we can say to you, give them some creative, artistic outlets.
Do the local high schools still have chess teams?
Unfortunately, no. Some of them do,
Really?
but that's part of what I said earlier when I was talking about the digital brainwashing. If you want your child to learn how to play chess, look around in the local coffee shops. And I promise you, you're gonna, between here
And Starbucks.
and
On Stony, they have, looks like they got Max. You know
they play it on the alphabet and the number grid so that you actually know what you're doing. K1 to B3.
Yeah, I know.
So, and the people that play it now are black. They just don't know that self-service exists yet.
And most of those programs have been pulled out of the school systems, and so as residents and business owners, it is our responsibility to provide those outlets. Joe Washington saved my life, you know.
Have that in the school?
You know
Or
what?
is that out of reach?
I can kind of, oh, that's better.
So, hi everyone, sorry I can't see anyone in that.
Really capable.
I won't take too much time because I know we're on a schedule, but I came representing my school. I'm the principal of Bowen High School, and I want to say first, we absolutely have a chess program and a chess team, and our
wonderful.
and many other things which I think people don't know we have because there has been a lot of change. And I recognize that the communication through this change process has not been what it needed to be in order to allow everyone to know what's happening. But we do have a community schools approach that we're working to develop at Bowen, and it includes before school, during school, after school programs in all kinds of different areas and avenues, and one of them is chess, but there's many, many more. I won't take too much time, but I will stay after to speak with anyone who is interested in hearing about what we have happening and developing over at the new Bowen High School.
All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and call them up. Thank you very much, Natasha. I really appreciate that.
3 slam poets now.
And so next we have 3 slam poets. Before they get started, I'll make one announcement. Of course, we don't have enough time to make announcements. But I do have one that's super duper important though. We have a really huge tip meeting at South Shore International Prep. And that's at 1 o'clock to 4 p.m. I know that sounds ridiculously long. Come in whenever you can. It's probably not going to actually be that long, but he's giving people time. Tom Tresser of Civic Lab is coming all the way from Milwaukee Avenue to come down and talk to us about what TIP funds do, how your property taxes are allocated, and how to activate yourself so that you can actually see what your property taxes are paying for. Right now we get this blanket bill, like, okay, oh snap, I just lost $1,000, don't know, whatever. So what he's trying to do is organize each ward so that we petition to see exactly an itemized list of what our property taxes are going for. If it's, down to everything, like if it's a water faucet, lakeside development, if it's a school down the street, we will know. But we have to organize first, we have to get the right information out there, and we have to do the petition. So definitely come next Saturday. It's 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock, South Shore International Prep High School, and man, be there, be about it. Let's do it.
You guys have liquor for Jennifer?
Yes, ma'am.
You want to say something?
If you appreciate being here in this amount of numbers, and you're about to get a live entertainment show, you need to give the organizers of the event a hand. Let Chef Sarah know, give her a hand, because at the end of the day, our businesses, whether you're black, white, Latino, Hispanic, or other, will only thrive as long as we have at least, at minimum, a community backing and a community environment. So, without further ado, we need to give these people a hand.
Chef Sarah.
We're gonna start with our slam poets.
Yeah.
Have some fun. Let's do it. So who's up first?
We have some South Shore youth ready to speak and ready to rhyme.
Go ahead, keep on, girl.
Yes, I have to do a lesson plan on rhyming, so this is going to be important for me, for my students. We've got, first up is a friend of Faith, who we had to speak last time, Faith Rice.